Okay, let's go. Go.
Welcome back to the channel, CCW Fox. I'm Elite, and today we're here at Mafia Motorsports in San Antonio, Texas. I'm going to give you a little shop tour, also give you a little project update of my friend Rob's car, because he's going through a huge process of the car, building a crazy turbo setup. So I'm going to show you his car, the shop, and also all the other projects he's done, such as this one and the truck behind us. Guys, Mafia Motorsports does a bunch of custom tuning and custom turbo kits. So guys, if you need something built in the South Texas area, visit Mafia Motorsports. But guys, also if you can give me a like and subscribe, help me build this channel, help you bring more videos, more tours such as this. And that'd be greatly appreciated. Get my name out there and let's continue to build this channel. And to all my watchers who've been supporting from the get-go, hey guys, I appreciate that. Thank you. And let's get to the tour of this beautiful Mafia Motorsports shop and all the crazy projects. So stick around.
Because here
Mafia Motorsports,
we're better than you, and we know it.
All right, good introduction, who you are, and the things you can do here at Mafia Motorsports.
All right, so I'm Robert. I'm a part owner of Mafia Motorsports. A lot of the stuff that I do is primarily fabrication, race car stuff, tubular front ends, full roll cages. I do a lot of turbo kits, suspension setups, and stuff like that. But as far as Mafia Motorsports, there isn't anything we don't do. We, build full-on race cars, all the way down to restorations. We've done F100s. We have a Coyote swap F100 that's getting twin turbos, AC still, everything. So there's nothing that we don't work on and touch as far as me and my partner on Outfit next door. So.
And as far as tuning, can you do can tunes, regular tune? Do you do internet and email tunes?
When it comes to tuning, I primarily do nothing but aftermarket ECU tuning. So if it's aftermarket, I can do it, whether it be Fuel Tech, Hall Tech, AEM, Holly, Microscore, Megascore. I know a lot of people don't like working on the Microscore and Megascore, especially here in town. So I try to, be that guy, especially for the Foxbody community. that's a very cheap alternative to having an aftermarket ECU system. And it's a pain in the ass or pain in the butt to, tune. But if you know what you're doing, you can get the cars to run very good, very reliable, better than stock. And, you have an aftermarket ECU system using factory harness and all that. So it's pretty affordable and all that.
That's pretty good. Guys, I'll tell you right now, because he did tune my car, and that thing drives perfect, so I will vouch for him. I'm not only a client, I'm the player president. All right, guys. Well, Robert, so tell us about your car, your project. This is one of the main parts we're doing in the video, because, guys, he's working on his cars. He's doing a huge project on it, so this is just the beginning stages, and he's going to tell us everything he's done. He's going to do to the car, and then, like I said, later on in the future, we'll show a video of him with the full production of it being done. All right, Rob, so go ahead and tell us a little bit about this car.
So this is my 93 Fox. My mom bought it for me as a graduation present when I was 18 years old. So I've had the car for a little over 13 years now. I just got it back from my good buddy Ralph's over at Resurrection Paint and Body. He went over the whole car, resprayed it Calypso green, kept the carbon hood, sunroof, quarter windows, and wing. He just clear coated all of that. And yeah, that now that I have it back, right before going to the paint shop, I had just finished doing a 25-2 chassis.
You guys will show that cage right now.
Yeah, so pretty much the car's already set up. A few little spots I need to re-weld and all that, but I did a full floor structure for more racing chassis. Yeah, that's pretty much where the car's at. I have a lot of parts to put on it, a lot of motion racework stuff, steering column. And then once all that stuff's done and the chassis work's done, I have a Yates-headed 363 with FIS twin 67 millimeter turbos that are going to go on it.
And this is the motor you're talking about here, right?
Yeah.
So
The motor was actually already in the car. You know, we've already turned it on. I've driven it around and stuff, but because the car was going to get painted and I was going to do the cage, I pulled everything out, and it was already a fresh setup, but I was just going to pull it all out so I didn't have to worry about it getting messy or anything whenever I painted it. So
now, are you going to do like a single turbo setup, twin turbos?
yeah, the car's set up for a twin turbo setup. It's a setup for twin 67. So I actually have mounts where the turbos mount pretty much.
Oh, okay, already built.
Yeah, so they're on both sides. Like I said, all that stuff's already been done. I have the turbos where they sit and everything. Well, now that I have the car back, I just put the new K-member in so I can kind of drop everything in. Motor, trans, drive shaft, drivetrain, and all that stuff's pretty much done. It's set to go. Turbo kit. Main thing now is just, you know, I'm going with a hardwire electronics PDM 28 for the car. It's going to be on a full, you know, aftermarket electronic system. I have a controller for it with the buttons and everything. And then I'm going with something that I don't see a lot of people do on the small block Fords. So I'm going with a max ECU on it.
Yeah.
I'm real into like coding and stuff like that. That's what I do as my main job. So getting into the hardwire electronics PDM, it controls the electronics of the car, but it also communicates through CAN bus with the ECU. So I can make a lot of features work with the ECU going through the hardwire electronics PDM and stuff. So it's just new stuff that I'm trying to bring into the Foxbody game. Here in a little bit, whenever we're done with this one, I'll show you another car that we actually already have running, driving. It's been dyno tuned and stuff, and it's on a hardwire electronics PDM and stuff. So that's pretty much the direction I'm going with the car and stuff. It shouldn't be very long, just small stuff now.
So what are you going to active for turbos? Like what turbo size you going with? Any?
The turbos that I'm putting on the car are forced inductions, 67 millimeter turbos. I got those through one of my sponsors, Synergy Race Parts.
Uh-huh.
They pretty much sponsor whenever I go out and race at 2K. They cover and all that. And then as far as parts, you know, they get me discounts and they always take good care of me. My buddy Jared over there and stuff. So
are you trying to go for like any particular horsepower range or bracket range, or just trying to just go all out?
This time around, you know, we don't have a local track. A lot of the San Antonio guys know it may look like a race car, but I drive the crap out of this thing. You know, I'm out there with everybody, even though it looks the way it does. This time around, though, I do want to try to see if the car can make a little over 1,500. And the end goal is to go 7s in the quarter with the stick shift. The car's still a T56 Magnum car. You know, I've gone 9.0s hundreds of times, haven't been able to break into the 8s. But now with the power plant that it has, it should be able to get in the 8s, no issues, and hopefully high 7s. Once I do that, then I'll probably switch over to an automatic transmission. So,
man, it's not good. Right now, we'll lift the car and then we'll show you the suspension so you can go over the suspension. Everything's done to it. All right, so we're going to talk about a little bit about the back suspension. But first of all, let's talk about these wheels because this is a pretty nice wheel setup right here.
Yeah, so the wheels, again, got through Synergy Race Parts. If you're ever in the market for Kaiser wheels, you know, they get good pricing and stuff. But I'm running the Kaiser Burets. These are 15 by 12, and then I'm running a 17 by 4.5 in the front. I like the wheels a lot. Had them on the car for a little over a year now. Haven't had any issues, so definitely like those.
So as far as rear suspension, because you're going for a crazy setup, what do we have over here?
Rear suspension, I actually have a rear end that I built myself. I did the Tin Soldiers Battle Ready kit. Mm-hmm. I went ahead and welded everything up, got everything done on the 8.8. It's 35 spline gun drilled axles, spool, Ford Racing 355 gears in it and stuff. The suspension that's currently on it is getting replaced. I have some stuff that'll be going on it that we'll show in the next video when we update everything. And then pretty much just the CJ Race Cars anti-roll bar that I put down low, just because with as low as the car is, the upper one that I currently have on the car, I'm going to have to remove because it hits the upper control arms.
And obviously all the work here you did yourself, right?
Yeah. Narrowed rear end, basically everything, gear setup. We do everything here. So yeah.
Guys, so I'm just telling you, you got to come over here. You need work done. Don't hesitate. He does everything himself. So as far as front suspension, obviously I know you don't have everything in it, but you want to talk about exactly... Well, you can see this whole bracing you did all yourself, right?
Yeah, pretty much as a whole. The car's all floor structured, so.
Man, that's a crazy setup.
And then right now, like I said, I'm in the process of changing over the K member to a K member that doesn't have motor mounts.
Yeah.
My car's motor plated now. I'm going to be keeping these adjustable control arms on the bottom, 1 inch shorter, running Team Z, 2-inch drop spindles on it.
Mhm.
And then, like I said, I have a whole new different coilover setup and all that. Strain brakes in the front. And I think I have Woolwoods in the rear.
But I gotta stick around because, like I said, later on we're gonna do more progression video. I don't know if we're gonna do maybe one in the middle or just towards the end, but you'll see the project done and it's gonna be pretty dope. And you said you have all the suspension here in the front, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I have a lot of the stuff that I'm putting on the car. So I'm running, a little bit of a, radial car suspension setup, 3-way adjustable Viking Crusaders in the rear, and then the same thing, triple adjustables in the front. So all that'll be going on in the car pretty soon. So
And is some of the piping already made, or is it going to change anything? Or
no, this is pretty much the turbo kit that goes in the car. It's just kind of sitting here. I have the hot side up there with the wastegates. I am adding this because I have stock upper controller or stock upper torque boxes. We'll be replacing the upper torque boxes with that. But yeah, pretty much like I said, turbo kit, drivetrain, all that stuff's done. Right now, it's just a few fabrication things, and then the car should be getting wrapped up once electronics is done. So
all anything you take to finish this project, what do you think you'll have it done by?
Hopefully, I'm shooting for before the end of the year. That's my end goal. I want to start January being able to go out, cruise it, go to a few of the meets and stuff like that. So
Cool. All right, guys. Well, you heard we're going to stick to this project. We'll show you more updates later on, but for now, we're going to show you other projects he's done, other cars he's done, so you can show you the kid.
Oh, cool.
And now a word from our sponsor.
All right, so tell us about this event you're going to have pretty soon.
yeah, so if anyone wants to come out, this is our 4th year in a row doing it. It's kind of a customer appreciation day. And not just customers are invited, but we do try to get a lot of the people that we've already worked on their cars. They're customers of ours. They bring them out. People can see them. They usually park those up here in the front of the shop. Put on display, exactly what we do here and stuff, all the varieties of cars we build and stuff. And then we invite the whole family, bring your hot rods. We pull permits. We close the whole street down, and we have burnout contests. We'll be doing it November 22nd, free food. We usually have a jumping balloon out back for the kids and stuff. So if anyone wants to come out, y'all are all more than welcome to come out, enjoy it, have a good time.
Guys, come out, guys, because it's going to be a good event. It's going to be a lot of Foxbodies. We're going to, of course, San Antonio Fox Farm going to show up. And plus, Rob's going to have a cool event, have other cool cars here. He's going to leave me a VIP spot in the front, if you don't know that. But all right, you heard Rob, man. Come out. It'll be a good event. Well, Rob, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right, so guys, for the rear suspension, this is a different car, but he's going to go over what he's done to it, the crazy setup, and maybe the goals of what this guy's trying to do on this car.
Yeah, so this is I want to say it's a 90s generation Foxbody that we did. He came in initially for just an intake, and I want to say he wanted me to remake the cold side piping on the car.
Uh-huh.
When it snowballed, so car makes probably over 1,000 horsepower now. To combat that, you have to build the rest of the car and stuff. So we actually went ahead and did a full built rear end, made bracketry for it, have support bracing here in it now, relocated the lower control arm brackets, brought the coilovers in slightly and stuff. So he does plan on putting a little bit of bigger, wider wheel on it. Was going to go to a drag setup. But yeah, this is pretty much the rear end setup of it. Like I said,
And you did all this work yourself too on this one, right?
Yeah, same thing. We made the brackets. We have a CNC table that we make them on. We remade all the brake lines, got all that pretty much done. And yeah.
And this is just coming in for, was a small little thing to now it just snowballs to a bigger project.
Yeah, we've had this car, I want to say, for a little over 8-9 months now. And like I said, it was supposed to be an intake. And like I said, now it's snowballed, but it's pretty much traction control is all we need left on the car. And then it's going back to McAllen to him. So.
And guys, you can see he's trying to make crazy power because it already has a chute. Did you put the chute on, or
yeah,
kind of had it?
Yeah, we did the parachute mount. It's actually on a CO2 setup, so you just press a button on the steering wheel, ejects the whole parachute out and everything. So
I always see race cars CO2 tanks, and I never knew what it was for. So that's what it's for.
Yeah, you can do CO2 for that. You can do CO2 for boost control and all that. This one isn't on a CO2 boost controller. We're using the built-in Holley, but he has it set up on this car, so he's going down the track. You don't have to pick his hands up. You can just press a button. Parachute shoots out. So.
Cool. All right, guys, we'll show you the front of what he's done, turbo side and all that right now. All right, Rob, tell us a little something about what you've done to this car, because this is another different car.
Yeah, so again, this is our good customer's Mike Lee. He's out of McAllen, I believe. Like I said, car came in initially, had a little, it was a stout little 363. It had a little 70 millimeter turbo on it, trick flow intake. He wanted to change the intake over to a forward facing, like what's on there now. Pulled the intake, ended up finding some lifters were broken and stuff, and it kind of just snowballed from there. Now has a Dart a new dark 363, about 11.5 to 1 compression. We ended up building an in-house turbo kit for it, full custom turbo kit. Has a forced inductions ball bearing FIS 88 millimeter on it. Again, bought that through Synergy Race Parts. 6-inch intercooler, custom bracketry for all of that. We did the tubular front end. Yeah, I mean, this thing easily will make 1,000 horsepower and be able to street drive. That's pretty much what I'm pretty good at when it comes to building these cars. You know, I had my green car, the one that y'all saw earlier in the video, that one, identical setup to this, 88 millimeter turbo. Car was making well into the 800-900s, street driving around, never had issues, didn't get hot or anything. So we pretty much went and built what I had did for that car for this one. And this thing, like I said, this one's on a PDM. So this one has a Holley that communicates with the electronic system of the car. So once the car hits a certain temperature, cooling fans turn on, water pump turns on. You know, whenever you get in the car, it's kind of like a newer car where you can just press a button. You don't have to worry about it cranking or anything. It'll crank, it'll turn on, it'll stop cranking when it reaches a certain RPM. It pretty much does everything completely on its own. So it's a little race car-y, but at the same time, it has a lot more modern things in it and stuff. Everything as far as, you know, water pump, anything that's wired on this car is monitored by that PDM. I can check temperatures on wiring. It's pretty neat what these hardware electronics PDMs can do. And this is one of the first cars that has it on there. We have multiples now, but this is the first one that we really put one on there, and we found out what it can do and stuff. So like I said, this car, all it's waiting on is just I need to configure a front wheel speed sensor for it. This way it has some traction control. And other than that, I mean, it's ready to go. So,
and it's pretty much one of those no expense spared kind of cars, because he has the motion wakes for his valve covers, and those things are not cheap.
Yeah, he was real adamant, you know, that he wanted to make horsepower, but he also wanted it to look good and stuff, you know. So we used GTZ powder coating, and they did the ceramic coating of the headers. You know, this is a car that's ran, it's been on the dyno, and you look at the headers and they look like they've never had any runtime on them. But, you know, that's the benefits of Cerakote and all that. So,
and this is the custom turbo setup you built as well, right?
Yeah.
You did everything?
This one. Yeah, built this one in-house. So,
guys, so telling you all the work he does just looks real good. I'll ask you about this turbo. Since it's such a big turbo, you're not gonna have any boost lag, you're saying, right?
No, I've driven it myself. This thing's a lot more responsive than the 88 that I had on my car. But again, this is their FIS's new ball bearing S400 series turbo. So it has a billet center section, dual ball bearing. I mean, you'll be surprised that, you know, as big of a turbo that this is, how very little lag it has. You know, you're in first gear, you get on it and it goes. You know, it builds boost and stuff. So.
Man, it's been a little crazy setup. So you're saying he's shooting for, say, 1,000 is what he's trying to make?
1,000 will be very achievable with the turbo and the motor setup that he has on this. And probably around 12 pounds of boost, 12 to 15 will get us to 1,000. And then, you know, me and him have talked, and when he wants to take it, get it back, drive it around like that and stuff. And then if he gets, you know, the itch for a little bit more, all it is, you know, a boost controller setting away from making well over 1,000. You know, we can make 12, probably 13 with this setup. So.
As far as, so makes pretty good little boost noise. It has a good exhaust. How's radical is the cam on this?
This is an identical cam to the motor setup that I have in my car. It's a 682 lift, I believe. But it's a solid roller. But again, like I said, I did a lot of R&D on my own with my setup. That cam that's in there, I've driven my Fox that made similar horsepower to this from San Antonio all the way to Fort Worth and back with no issues. You know, same exact cam, same exact setup as this motor-wise, and never had any issues. That motor's actually in the Falcon that's over there now that we're going to be putting a turbo kit on that. So, yeah, I mean, it's stuff that we know works. The cam, I worked real closely with Mission Auto Parts and John Hamilton over there, and he was able to spec us out something that would, you know, be pretty aggressive for spool ups and stuff like that, but not too aggressive to where we have to run these crazy spring pressures and you can't really drive the car around.
And John Hamilton's pretty good because he did my motor 7 years ago, and that thing is still kicking.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the motor that I have that's identical to this is still around. It's in that green Falcon over there, and I had that car for 4 years, never had any issues with it, made over 1,000 horsepower multiple times, you know, track outings, street driving, like street racing, everything, and never had any kind of issues with it. And now it's in that car, and it's going to live its life in there. So
after you're done with this car, does he have any more future plans, or just kind of button it up and get it out?
Yeah, button it up, get it out, let him enjoy it for a little bit. knowing Mike, I do think that he'll eventually get used to the car and he'll want to turn it up some more, which is, normal. He's fortunate that he has a racetrack out there and stuff. We do want to try to schedule something where I can go out there and help him set the car up. The car is going to get a drag pack on it. It's going to have a 15s in the back, 17s up front and stuff. And,
he's not staying on these covers, right? Because obviously not going to work power.
It'll spin with these real easily. But yeah, I mean, it'll be something that, we're going to work at whatever his goal is. He actually has another car here that we have in the back patio area and stuff. But that's another car that we've been working on. It's getting a PDM, but that one's more of a show car kind of car. It's just real nice paint job and stuff. And we're just going to wire it up with a PDM and then give it back to him. So,
man, so this is going to be a crazy setup.
Yeah. Should be pretty wild.
All right. So tell us this project, since it was in the background. Tell us what you've done to this one.
So this is a good buddy of ours, Marcelino. This one has a motor that was put together over there at Move It Performance with Johnny Ray. Mm-hmm. Real good build. I mean, as far as motor, he's had this motor in the car for a good amount of time. It is a semi-built motor, stock crank, but it is a rod and piston motor. It has a set of VS Racing 6267s that we put inside of the fog lights. And right now we're really just working on getting the scavenge pump setup done. And then from there, after talking with Marcelino and stuff, he's at the point now where he does want to race it at the track and stuff. And with what the car will do and the times that I know it'll run eventually, we talked him into a cage. So now we're in the process of very similar to my car. We're cutting the floors out. We're going to do the full floor structure in the car. And then we have a cage that we're basically going to lift it in from the bottom up. So that's pretty much where the car's at right now. Should make, I'd say, a little over 1,100 horsepower. So.
And you're saying before, though, it had a single turbo, right?
Yeah, before this car had a single 7875, I believe. It was a Precision 7875. Now we went with twin VS 67 or 62s that, full custom turbo kit and stuff. So it should be a lot more responsive and stuff. It was a little laggy with the 78. So that should help a lot with what issues he was having.
Obviously, he's doing a side exhaust, right?
Exactly.
So this thing's gonna be freaking loud.
Yeah, and it's crazy too that I know people come in, they see it and stuff, and they like it. And a lot of people don't realize it's a legitimate Termi. It had the blower on it and everything and stuff, and it's off now and all that. So I applaud Marcelino because not a lot of people are willing to tear apart a Terminator and turn it into a race car like this.
And you did the full kit on this one as well, right?
Yeah,
piping, everything.
Yep, exactly. So.
Did you do the cage on this one? Or?
Edward Coronado did the tubular front end on it. It was a little bit before I had started doing a lot of fabrication and work and stuff. Yeah. So,
whose idea was to do the twin kit, the twins and the fog lights?
Initially, Marcelino wanted them, I believe, higher. I had pitched the idea out there to do them in the fog lights, and he was on the edge about it. And I believe his little brother Mike was like, it would look badass. And he was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just do it. At this point, we've gone this far with the car. So let's just send it. So that's basically
what do you think? What power is he aiming for with the twins then?
With the twins, obviously, driving around on the streets and stuff, messing around and all that, realistically, he will probably leave it around 8, but it can probably go upwards of 11, I believe. I don't think this car will have any issues making 1,100 horsepower, with the way the motor's built and stuff. It has cams. It's pretty much built for what we're doing, so.
What's it tuned on? Did you tune it as well?
Yeah, I tuned this car as well. This car's on a Terminator X.
Oh, it's on Terminator X?
Right now, a lot of the wiring's pulled out. Well, almost all the wiring in the whole car's pulled out because very similar to the red coupe that's inside in my car, this car's getting a hardwire electronics PDM 25. So this thing's going to be fully wired on a PDM. You'll be able to get in it, roll the windows down, do everything like a factory car, but it'll all be done through hardwire electronics now.
So you do modules as well? You don't just do push rod?
Yeah, we do everything here, dude. Yeah, there ain't nothing we don't touch.
So that's what I'm saying, guys. You got to come here to Mafia Motorsports, get your turbo kits and your tuning. All right, cool. We'll go to the next one then. All right, tell us a little bit about this truck because, man, this truck looks freaking mean.
Yeah, so this was a truck that my partner Onofre, he did a lot of work on this truck. This thing's been completely back halved. I want to say it's on a full 4-link. You check out the tub back here. He pretty much did all the work on it. Like I said, cut out the whole rear frame, built a whole new rear frame set up for it. Did the tubs, custom center section and all that. This thing's a pretty rowdy little truck. Me and Odo get along real well, but he's a diehard Chevy guy. I'm a diehard Ford guy, so it's a mix of both worlds. This is a full Ford Ranger F100, but it does have a big block Chevy. So it has a stroked out big block, and it is wild.
Yeah.
It's actually in here right now. It had a battery. This is I think we're about to do twin turbos on.
Mm-hmm. So the single right now, or what is it?
NA setup.
Oh, the NA setup?
Just a big block Chevy in it. Yeah, and it makes all of probably 700 horsepower with the setup that's in it right now.
Dang.
And like I said, Ono did probably 90% of the work, or 95% of the work on this thing. He also did the front setup from the Grand Marquis on it. So now it has, the nicer front suspension and stuff. This was like a whole. At one point, this was just a frame, and then he cut the back off, built the 4-link setup, did all that, did the front Grand Marquis setup and everything, put the motor in. I came in, I did some fabrication work for the aluminum work and all that, and then I tuned it. I mean, this dude's had the truck now a little over a year and a half now, and he just brought it back to us, like I said, because the dual sync went bad. But I think at this point we're probably gonna throw some.
So you're doing some crazy projects out here, then, Mark. You're Rob as well. Guys, I just want to say thanks to Rob for letting me do this tour of his shop. And guys, if you need anything done, come over here to Mafia Motorsports. Rob take care of you, does your tuning, does your custom piping, does your custom turbo kits. And Rob, I just appreciate it. Thanks for taking your time, man.
Thanks for watching.